Okay, hi everyone. It's been a good while since I filmed a YouTube video. I actually think it's been almost a few months since I actually filmed one and not just used a bunch of clips that I already had. This is partly to do with me being on holiday and I didn't want to film anything then, and working and kind of just being all over the place, and then my motivation has been very, very low. Now that it's kind of getting to autumn, which is my favourite time of the year, I want to try and film a bit more during it to hopefully get my motivation levels a bit up. It's been raining for the last like 2 days, which I personally love. I know a lot of people don't, but I think it's very cozy. I've got comfortable trousers on and fluffy socks, and I'm at my dad's house tonight. It's very pretty when it rains because I can see it on my windows. Even though I can't see outside because it's pitch black, it's still very pretty. I just kind of wanted to hop on here because obviously I don't really know what these videos will be anymore. At university I used to make kind of weeks in my life or study with me or anything like that, but now because I don't really have a routine, which I hate, or anything of the sort, I don't really know what to film, so I'm just kind of winging it, I guess. I recently posted a day in my life on TikTok and it actually got a lot of views, and it was me talking about how I feel kind of lost and a bit stuck as a graduate. I'm not really sure what my direction is, and I find it really hard now that I'm not studying because that's kind of where my comfort is, and the things that I'm trying to do to help it. Just how hard the job market is at the moment. I just feel like I've gone backwards. You know, I live at home now. I still work at the same job that I had when I was 16, and I've applied to so many jobs, and the worst part is they don't even get back to you to say that you haven't got the job. They just don't answer you, which is really annoying. But it really helped because a lot of people online were messaging me and commenting saying, oh, I'm in the same position, oh, I've just graduated and I feel the same, I'm really lost. And that really helped me feel like, okay, this is normal, this isn't me being weird. So I want to put this video out there and help anyone. Oh my god, my camera's slipping. I want to put this video out there and help anyone that is also feeling the same way. And I think another big thing is looking after yourself when you're kind of in this stage, especially in autumn anyway. I always find that autumn to August to autumn is where I tend to like overthink quite a lot. I don't know if that's because typically I would be going back to university in September, but I have a really bad habit of ignoring that that's not happening and pretending that I don't get really anxious and stressed and feel rubbish from it. In the last few weeks, I've kind of started to change my approach and sort of look at it as the same way that I view things, like for example my eczema. If you didn't know, I basically started getting eczema like 2 months ago from absolutely nowhere. I used to have it, and I still do, on my elbows. Come and go as these little like scaly things. It's pretty gross, but whatever. And now I've started to get them on my knuckles and my hand. You can't really see a remainder of a little red one here, and I've kind of got one coming on my finger. But when they're bad, they're like pepperoni all on my hands. But I need to start thinking about up here as like that, basically. And you know, I would never say to myself, oh, I don't have eczema, because I can see it, and when I have a flare up I'll put cream on it and I'll look after it. So why don't I do that when I feel anxious or stressed or rubbish? Like, I don't know why I treat this any differently to this. I can't explain this very well, but I hope you guys get what my point is. Just because you can't physically see something doesn't mean that you don't need to look after it in the same way that you would. I've started to try and do a little bit more to build into my comfort, so I've started listening to more podcasts and writing them down and kind of learning about one particular topic to feel like I'm back at university. And I want to try and do a MOOC, which if you don't know is an online it's kind of a semi-university course that you can do, but it's for free, and I want to do one. I'm trying to go to the gym more, obviously. I feel like even if it doesn't physically help me, like even if I don't see any physical differences, it definitely does help clear my head. And I lastly want to get back into painting. I've only done a couple paintings in the last few years just purely because of time and cost of materials. Like getting a canvas is very expensive, but I want to get a new one and I want to do some more painting because I think that's the only hobby I have properly shuts off my brain. So for tonight, because it's raining and it's windy and cold but it's cozy in my room, I'm gonna do some skincare, some reading, I'm gonna do some job hunting, organize my Spotify, which naturally I love. I can't organize my brain, so the next best thing I can do is organize physical things, so like Spotify, my bedroom, everything. I actually got my nails done the other day, but they've grown out loads, so I would like to get those redone as well. The fact I can't even properly do YouTube videos anymore just tells you how scrambled my head is. I feel like I can't even get the words out properly. So I'll stop filming here and I will just see what happens.
Okay, morning everyone. It's actually a couple days later. I obviously haven't done anything between like the last few days. I've kind of just done my workout and then looked for jobs. There's nothing else to do around here really. But I've just dropped my car off for an MOT, so I'm kind of stuck in the house for the meantime. So I thought I would just kind of film a bit more. I've been thinking a lot over the last few days and it's kind of made my moods go a bit like this, and at the moment my mood is quite low, so I thought it might just be nice to come on here. And I've made myself a cup of tea in this like absolutely massive mug because I'm very tired this morning. I did have to wake up to drop it off very early. When I was in town yesterday, a guy that looked exactly like one of my university friends walked past, and for a split second I almost was like, oh, that could be him. And then I thought, no, there's no way, because all of my friends live like miles and miles away, and it just made me twig like I'm not going to be close to any of those friends anymore really, and it's going to be so much harder to see them. I'm just not going to be living in my student area anymore, and now is especially the worst time because it's kind of when universities are starting to put up like freshers videos, and I'm starting to see TikToks of people going back to university and moving into halls, which I hate. Someone else in any of the rooms that I've lived in for the 3 years, someone else is going to be in there soon, doing whatever they want with it, decorating their own space and having a whole year worth of university experiences, and I'm not there anymore. Another thing that's been really hard for me to kind of get to grips with since applying for jobs is I've always known it, but I kind of refuse to admit it for my own sake. Obviously, I'm such a big perfectionist and someone who really beats themselves up about work. Virtually everyone I knew at university either got my grade or did better. That's really hard to hear when I put in so much work at university, and I know everyone thinks they worked hard and whatever, but I genuinely did work really, really hard, and it's not like I was stupid with my time. Like, I really did put in all my effort and I got the same level, if not worse, than other people I know, or like other people that didn't even try. Like, it's so hard. There were people on my courses that did not put in an ounce of work, or people that I know that like just didn't work as hard, and it's so hard to know that my hard work doesn't actually account for anything. It's not even frustration, like it's more just being upset, because I always used to think that everyone was at the same level, and then if you worked really, really hard, like you worked your socks off, you'd just go up a bit and that hard work would pay off in your grades. When I was in school, I kind of didn't want to admit that that's maybe not the way it was, because there were naturally people that were smarter than me, but I was like, it's fine, whatever, I'm working hard. I kind of struggled in school. I didn't get the A levels that I wanted, even though I worked really hard on them as well. And then at university, I thought, this is a new start. The people coming here have chosen the subject because they like the subject and they're passionate about it. What I found was actually I was here and everyone else was here. So my hard work only brought me up to the same level that everyone else was. It didn't bump me up any higher. When graduation was rolling around and everyone was posting what grades they got, or I'm not even talking about people that I know now, but just people in general were posting what grades they got. Look on people's LinkedIn, for example, people that I knew. And I was like, oh, my hard work didn't really pay off for anything. And the sucky part is that's just like how life is, and it's really unfair that I don't get any credit for any of the amount of hard work I have. It's not like a grade where you can say you get this number. I don't get anything to show for it. For all they know, I might have just slacked off and done nothing, but been naturally really good at what I took. And it just kind of makes me think, why do I actually bother putting in that much hard work if it doesn't even bump me up? It just gets me to the average. There's nothing more annoying than being average at everything you do. Like, I can sing, but I'm nothing crazy. I'm just average. And with work, I'm just average. I'm not overly intelligent, I'm not completely stupid. This is all obviously in my mind. Some people will look at other people and say, well, you know what, it doesn't matter because hard work is ever, and I'm proud that I work hard, and I am proud that I work hard, but it doesn't mean it's not sucky. This is all obviously self-inflicted, I think this, but the only thing that my brain can come to a conclusion of is, well, you didn't work hard enough and you didn't get a good enough grade. It isn't fun to just have on repeat in your head all the time. Oh my god, I've been talking for 7 minutes. I'm so sorry, this is such a long video. And it's obviously very rainy today, so it's kind of cozy. So I think I'm just gonna watch a nice film, or maybe not a nice film, because a lot of the films I like are horrors or thrillers, but a film. Yeah, this is such a nothing video. I really am so sorry, but this is just kind of what my life is like at the moment. I don't really do much. I'm not even really touching my tea, like it's virtually completely full. So I need to drink that now. Hi everyone, I've literally just got back from the charity shop. I didn't have time to film anything this morning. I was running very late. So I thought I'd give you a quick haul of what I got. I only got a couple of things, but everything was £1 there, so I thought, well, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. First of all, for literally £1, which is amazing, this Urban Outfitters glittery red bodysuit. It's the like Out From Under range, which is always really nice. And even if this doesn't fit me, to be honest, I'm gonna make it work, and I could always just cut it into a top. Then I got this 3/4 length top with a Captain America. I think this is Captain America anyway. I actually have never seen a single Marvel movie, so I'm kind of being a bit of a fake fan here. But I do love a good 3/4 length t-shirt. I think they're kind of flattering for my body type. I don't think long sleeves work for my body type as well. This one is kind of random, but Diary of a Wimpy Kid, because now that I've left university, I'm starting to kind of find things for future homes. I know it sounds really early and super eager, but me and Aaron would like to have a like physical media collection with CDs and DVDs, and I thought what better one to start it off than Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and it was only 50p, so I thought, well, might as well. Then just another t-shirt. I feel like I never have enough t-shirts, like slouchy t-shirts or whatever. I just never seem to have any. And then the last clothing item I picked up was, I actually have no clue if this is going to fit me well. Maybe I'll do a try on. It's like a kind of long sleeve jumpery thing, but it's got a bit of like lace underneath. I'm not very good at explaining any of this. Nice, obviously. And then the bit that I'm most excited for is I picked up 3 canvases. Now normally I like painting on really big canvases, kind of like half the size of my bed. That was £35 and I'm not made of money right now. And this was 20, but you get 3 in here, 3 kind of smallish sized ones. So I think I'm going to do a 3-part kind of series of paintings of bugs. I did previously do a painting of 2 bugs on one canvas and I loved it, like beetles. I thought it was really fun and I liked the colours and the detail, and my mum really wants some more. So I'm going to do 3 different bugs, 1 on each. So I can get started on that soon, which is great because I'm really looking forward to it. And I lastly picked up some paint. I did actually get another one, but it must be downstairs in my mum's bag. It was like a magenta kind of colour, but I picked up cyan blue and dark aqua marine. It's because these colours are really hard to make, so I don't have the time to be making them, so I might as well just get something like this. I did have a slight meltdown whilst driving because, if any of you don't know, I have really bad eyesight in one eye. Normally I wear a contact, which I have now. It's this one. That kind of almost fixes the problem. I still feel a bit hazy. Can't drive in my glasses really because that creates a really big depth perception problem, so I think things are a lot closer than they actually are. Obviously because it's not as close to my eye as a contact lens would be, there's a bit of a gap. If I show you my glasses, I feel like people are always so shocked by this. If I hold it up to the camera, you can see that that one has hardly any lens and that one has, like, do you see the difference in strength? So when I have that and I'm driving, I'm a bit like, oh my god. And I'm just generally a very nervous driver, so when it happened I was like, I don't want to get out of the car. So I'm quite glad I actually got some nice things today and I didn't just have a super stressful drive.